received a waiver of citation. What do I do? Well, as in all things law, it depends. So let me give you the condition precedent, the situation that caused you to get. Someone passed away, and if there was no will, you might be entitled to inherit. So someone passed away with a last will and testament, and inside of a last will and testament, there is an executor. The executor has to get appointed to handle the affairs of the estate, to take assets that were in the individual name of the decedent, the person that passed away. So they have a house, they have a bank account, stock, bond, brokerage account, something in their name, an asset in their name individually, and it's stuck frozen in that person's name. So the executor of the will has to get appointed to become the fiduciary, to become the responsible party for the estate, to handle those affairs, the matters related to the estate. And part of the court process is you can file a citation. That's like hello, there's a court proceeding, right? You're citing someone to come to court. The alternative to that is that instead of citing the person, sending out legal process, you can send them a waiver. And they say, I consent to this person being the executor. I'm not going to object to the will. Now, there's that scenario, and then there's the cousin to that scenario. If a person passes away without a will, a loved one, a family member, has to file to be the administrator of the estate. It's a cousin of the executor, right? It's the same type of role, same fiduciary responsibility, taking care of assets that were in the name of the deceased person, taking care of the affairs of the estate. But instead of being an executor because there was a will, you'd be the administrator in an administration process. When there's no will, that person died intestate. So a citation, we're filing papers to administer the estate, or the proposed administrator can send you a waiver of citation where you say, I consent. I have no objection to that person becoming the administrator, and I think they'll do a fine job. So what would you do if you received a waiver of citation? Going full circle. If you had no objection to the will and you trusted that person and you thought the will was done in a valid way, then you sign the waiver, return it to the attorney for the estate. And by the same token, if you are satisfied that the person that's the proposed administrator can do a fine job and you have no objection to that person handling the estate administration, then return the will. If you need help, if you want to object to a will, if you want to fight the will, reach out. If you want to consent to the will, you just want to make sure that all of the I's dotted and the T's crossed, reach out. As you can see, whether you want to fight or whether you want to consent, you should reach out to me.